Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do mermaid makeup and hair. So this is both a makeup and hair tutorial today. I'm really excited. It's going to be really like teals and iridescent shimmers. And then the hair tutorial is really going to be what I do on an everyday basis. I love to have like loose waves and curls. So it's going to be my everyday hair tutorial too for anybody who's been interested. I have a few palettes in front of me too that are going to be really fun to combine. I have ColourPop Mint to Be. This is a great color story for anything like mermaidy in my opinion. And then some cool shimmers I might delve into in the Dirty Martini palette from Glamlight, as well as the Adept Plain Jane Remastered. So yeah, lots of fun things in front of me. I'm really excited, so let's get into it. Okay, makeup first, even though seeing my hair straight as it is naturally is kind of killing me. I think it'd be fun to just really pull it together at the end with the hair. So I have foundation on and I have brows on, but everything else I'm going to do on camera for you. And I'm going to start with bronzer. This is the Rare Beauty Bright Side. I love this bronzer using the Sigma Multitasker. I recently did a video trying out Sigma brushes, and since then I've been using this one for my bronzer and really been liking it. So because I'm doing a bit more of a colorful eye, this is a good opportunity to just liven up the face with some bronzer, really get some color going on the face, because it just helps it be all the more wearable. Also, when you think of like a mermaid, you kind of think of like tropics and ocean, so I feel like bronzer should definitely be part of such a look. I like this brush because it just kind of like perfectly fits in that place below and like slightly on the cheekbone. And then also like this area, when I do a jaw contour, I like to kind of go a bit up because like that's the part of my face structurally that kind of has this dip. So it's like I'm kind of filling it in. So this like fits right in that nook. I've also been dabbling in a more obvious nose contour lately. So I'm going to go in with like a little brush on this Rare Beauty bronzer. And I just find like bronzer looks just a bit more natural for the nose contour because it's kind of playing into that effect people do where they just kind of put a bit of bronzer on their nose. Whereas if it's too cool, it's like kind of looks like dirt. So I just have been doing like 2 lines starting like here and then blending up and down. And I'm gonna blend this a little bit more with concealer after, but this is like just the first step, so bear with me if it looks a little obvious at first. It's like a little bit below the tip of the nose. For blush, I'm gonna lean into like the orange vibe, sort of the bright tropical energy. This is from MAC. It's the Glow Play blush in Groovy. It's a fun color for sure. And like I said in my video about wearing like colored eyeshadow, I usually like to complement it with more vibrancy in the rest of the look. And yeah, since orange is complementary on the color wheel to blues, it's also another level of like harmony happening. I'm still in breakout phase with my skin, so I'm being mindful of like where I've done some concealing. Trying not to disturb the concealer too much. It's a little tricky when you're trying to layer things. I'm going to use a little bit of a brightening concealer. This is the NARS Soft Matte. And put that under the eye. Like in the middle of this nose contour thing happening. It's like in this general area, it's like brightening the center of the face. At the sides of the nose also helps with the nose contour. And then on the eyes too, let's really brighten this up for all the colors I'm about to play with. I'm gonna hold off on highlighter for now because I have an idea, but I just want to see where the eyes are going to go first. So I'm going to start with this shade here. This is my favorite shade in this palette. It's just such a nice pastel. I'm going to put this all over the lid, literally from like inner corner to brow bone. I'm just going to lay down this really, really pretty bright teal because it's like on the lighter side. It doesn't like, look that weird going all over the lid. Generally with pastels, I find they're just like really usable in that way. I'm gonna start to just like blend it out as well. So it's just like really taking up a lot of space, a lot of real estate. While I have this color out, I'm also gonna wrap it under the eye. Then I'm going to go in with this blue here in the Dirty Martini palette. So it's kind of a combination of like minty teals and like blues. Starting near the lash line and then working up. I'm just going to add some depth onto the lower lash line as well. Before going into all the fun shimmers, I'm going to add a little bit of depth on the lower lash line with this here. I'm trying out this flat Sigma brush. That's the E15. I don't normally use a brush like this for the lash line, but it seems like it might be kind of efficient to me. Yeah, you just gotta stamp it along. And you could leave it at that, which I may. Why have I not used this type of brush before? It's like this kind of brush. It's like long and flat. It's so quick to do the upper lash line. Anyway, you learn something new every day. For the shimmer, I'm gonna go in with this shade from the Adept palette. It's like very iridescent, has like pink in it. I think it's gonna layer really, really cool on top of this. Just kind of look like a abalone, like magical. Oh, look at that. How mermaidy is that, guys? Literally something out of like a Barbie's little tail. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? That book. That book about the fish, the rainbow fish. Ah, so pretty. So I'm bringing that like all in this area up to the brow bone. I'm gonna use my pinky and just smear it here. Then I'm gonna go in with a bit of a darker shimmer, again from the Dirty Martini palette. This one here, it just looks very mermaidy as well. So I'm gonna take that and press that into this part of the lid. Just like more the center to here. I think that's really where I'm gonna leave it, aside from just like a touch of blending. Because I still want it to feel a little bit wearable, even though it's a pretty fun and bold look. I don't want to darken it too much. So I'm gonna pop off camera, do my lashes, and then decide what lip to pair with this. And also, I'm so excited to just get my hair done too, because it's really gonna finish this look off. Okay, lashes are on, a bit of white in the waterline, and I'm gonna use a powder pink highlighter. This is an old palette from Becca, and it's called the Ocean Jewels palette, so how fitting. I'm gonna go in with the pink, just dust a little bit of that. Lips. I think I'm gonna try and make some kind of combo, like something a little pink, a little orangey. So I'm gonna try a combination I've never tried before. First, I'm gonna layer Milk, Jelly Tint, and Chill. This is like a pretty bright pink. It's just gonna be the first layer. Then Makeup Forever, Endless Cacao. And then to bring the orange in, that's on the cheeks more, I'm gonna go in with Merit Cara Cara, this lip oil. thoughts? That might be a bit too bright. I think it's too bright. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. So first I'm gonna use the liner Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever. Yeah, already that feels just kind of like softer and beachier. Then I'm gonna try using the blush shade on my lips. Now, I do feel like the need for something glossy. Oh, I know, that new Sigma lip oil. I'm gonna go get that. Ugh, it's like trying to get it just right, you know? This is the lip oil from Sigma in the shade Tint. It's more like a neutral, brown, so yeah, I feel like that was a good call. I just don't want the lip to overpower the eye. Just keep it more like this really subdued orange. All right, let's do the hair. I already have like heat protectant in my hair, just with all the things I use after I shower. And this is what I do every time I do my hair. So it's like got oils in it. It's got a mousse that has heat protectant in it. Look how flat my hair is if I don't do anything. Oh God. Okay, there's two things I need to have in my hair routine for mermaid waves, for everyday waves. A wave wand and a curling iron. So I learned this technique from this hairdresser who did Sadie Sink's hair a few times, but in particular for this one look. Here it is. I'm obsessed with the texture she has going on. She has naturally wavy hair, so they just emphasize it by doing waves and curls. So that's what I like to do. I just find it kind of breaks up what's happening. Whereas when I just use the wave wand, which I do sometimes, it just kind of lacks the diverse texture. So first I take a couple of the pieces at the front of my face and I just start to put a couple like curls in. First going out. And lately I've been just like letting the curls just like drop right after they're done. Or sometimes like I'll just give it a little like, mush up to help set it. Bangs I'll do last. And then what I kind of like to get is like the ends having a bit of this curl, even if I'm gonna wave the section. So I might like take a bit of the bottom and do that, and then go in with the wave wand. Sorry, this is kind of hard to film. Until I brush it out, it's gonna look kind of separate, but you start to get these two different textures happening. So for example, sometimes I'll do this, like wave, and I keep it up because it's easier to see, follow the wave pattern, like link up. So you're not kind of having gaps between each wave section. I might leave it there, but see how the end kind of is like, kind of sticks out? I might like take this then. Just add a little bit of a ringlet at the bottom. It just tends to look better once everything's all said and done. So it's just like switching in general between waves, small sections, big sections, and then a few curls to add different texture to make the ends look a little nicer. I won't necessarily do that for every piece, like wave and then curl at the end, but sort of at the end, I'll assess what needs like a little extra curl. Now bear with me. It's all gonna look good once it's all brushed out. Also, something I like about the wave wand is it helps create volume in my clearly very straight and flat hair. And how it does this is sort of the same way like a texturizer might work, that kind of strange crimping thing that looks like a waffle maker, where you put texture at the roots by creating like more spaces. This does that just like in a more subtle way. So like having the wave on top, I'm doing this really messy. It's hard to do it on camera. I don't have much space here. But anyway, have this like wave on top, and then under you'll take a section, and it's just gonna have the waves happening at the root, and then it's just gonna give a bit more body to my hair, which is very needed. I try not to spend too long on the bottom, just for like split ends and protecting the ends of the hair. My hair is pretty stuck at this length. It probably doesn't help that I use heat on it, but I can't wear my hair straight. And heatless styles I do sometimes, but it's just not the same. So has anybody tried for hair growth, if you have like a similar hair texture as me, like pretty fine, have you tried any like hair oiling with like at the roots with like rosemary oil or anything like that? Let me know in the comments down below. Because I would love to grow it even longer, but it's been hard. And I always end up cutting layers into it, which kind of thins out the ends a bit. And I try and grow them out, but then I think the hair looks boring. Same thing goes with bangs, eh? Just like, to have bangs or not to have bangs. Is anybody else always just like going back and forth and back and forth? So it's just, yeah, whenever it feels right, I just throw in a little curl. And yeah, this is basically what I do around my whole head. You don't need to watch this whole thing. I'll do the rest off camera to show you what I do for my bangs to like integrate it into this wavy situation. And yeah, I'll like brush it out. I'll show you what happens. I'm gonna do all this and then show you how I finesse it with the bangs. And yeah, I'll be right back in this magic minute. So here's where I'm at after going through my whole head of hair, like wave, bit of curl, wave, bit of curl. While some parts of the hair are still kind of warm and setting, I'm gonna do the bangs. And what I like to do with my bangs is kind of give them a bit of a curl too, so they look like part of the wave. So I split my bangs in half. Usually with bangs, I never really like the look of a full across bang. I like them kind of wispy. So I will also like section these, like take half of it and like do this kind of curling motion with this. This is already a little bit curled actually, but it's still part of the bang, so I'm gonna get that volume going. See how it just like integrates better into the wave? I always find this side weirdly difficult. It always wants to go in its own direction, so I like hold it reversed and like wee. Another section, and like when you do it in two sections, it just like breaks it up a little bit rather than creating one swoop. It just kind of can add like more piecey texture. Sometimes I'll even just take a couple small bits out just to add again like that separate piecey texture. Okay, now I'm gonna like really gently brush this out. Kind of gets fluffy at first, but then it settles and the texture comes back a bit. Just really softly doing this too, not like taking the brush and going, just like take little pieces, give it some zhuzh at the root, and then just sticking with this sea mermaid theme, let's use a salt spray. This one I picked up in PEI just from like a little small shop, Moon Snail, if anyone's in PEI. I like to spray it on my hand and then get into the hair and just like crunch it in. This like gets the texture showing again, and when I go with the root, getting up in there under, it just like gives some volume and like some grippiness that my hair needs, because as you saw, it can get quite flat, right? And I usually do this or sometimes no sea spray because I don't really like using hairspray. It just makes my hair so tangled. This is a lot better. There's also this hairspray from Iridescent I like that's not like an aerosol, and I've been meaning to pick that up again. My hair is looking very, very voluminous right now. It's definitely gonna flatten a little bit and just soften a touch more, because usually when I come on camera, I already have my hair done and it's not quite this voluminous, even though I wish it was. But yeah, this is when it's all freshly done. How pretty, right? I'm loving this. This is really fun, really like whimsical and magical. I think when it comes to creating an eye look like this, is really about layering pastels and then like iridescent shimmers. That's what keeps it very like light and airy rather than like weighing down the look. Anytime you're going into a shimmer that like looks dark in the pan, it's already adding too much depth potentially to the look. Like you want to look for those white base shimmers that just like look white and then like end up casting pink. That's how you got to do it for these types of like magical ethereal looks. So yeah, anyway, this was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Seeing the look come together from face to hair. I'm feeling happy. I'm gonna go to my pole fitness class after this. I just got shoes. I'm nervous. I have to practice wearing the shoes. Anyone else do pole fitness? It's really fun and empowering, and it's like mostly all women, so it's really fun. And yeah, that's it for today. Toasty, let's take it away. Here we go. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, may you find yourselves a little bit of makeup magic, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, witches.